Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Maybe Monthly vlog. This is the vlog for November 1st, November of 2025. So we're almost to the end here. And before we get into everything today, as usual, I just want to thank everybody for the continued support. We're approaching 1,850 subscribers, which means we're close to 1,900, which means we're close to 2,000. And when we hit 2,000, we'll be doing another giveaway on the channel. I did one when we got to 1,000, so we'll do another one at 2,000. With all that being said, let's just kind of hop into things that happened in October. I'll kind of talk about some stuff coming up in November. And just to kind of preface, my October was crazy. So a lot happened in October for me. The thing that kind of prevented me from doing as much as I was hoping I could do in October was I was really sick. There's a couple of videos, I think namely that Windmill Valley video that I did, that I published a couple days ago. You could tell how bad my voice was. It was really, really bad. My voice kind of sounds funny now, but I literally just kind of woke up. So this is real fresh voice right now. But my voice is like crazy in that Windmill Valley video. So in October we did some new. So I didn't want to. We did a Vantage playthrough, but I was trying to do a live stream of Vantage, and it kind of was a failure. And I think that was largely due to the fact that my office doesn't get my internet here very well. And so when I was streaming, when I was test running streams, it was fine because on my computer everything looked fine. But I never checked like another device to see how it was looking. And when I was doing the live stream for Vantage, people kept coming in and out, and I was like, this weird, but I was like, well, whatever. Like, I'll just leave the VOD up. People can watch it later, you know. But then when I pulled up my phone to see like why people were like dropping and joining, I couldn't even join it on my phone, which told me that like the connection was just not great. And then at some point in the video, I think what happened was before that happened, I got a thing that said like something about my connection on my screen. So when I pulled it up on my phone, it just wasn't working. So I'm assuming that's what happened with most people. So I'll probably try to revisit the live stream format at some point, but I have to do something about my internet stability in my office. So we'll figure that out. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to live stream. When I live streamed years ago when I was doing Marvel Legendary, my my setup was to record was like in a completely different part of the house. And actually, it's funny enough, it was in an area that was like an open space. I used to record in our dining room, and like it was just like by the kitchen. Like when I would record out there, like people would just have to be quiet. Like it was just a weird. So I'm much more fortunate to have an office like this where I can like kind of close the door and do my thing. But anyway, we did a Vantage playthrough. I've got another one coming up this month. I don't know. We'll see after that how often I do it, but I still really love the game. It's a lot of fun. We did 2 playthroughs of Sweetlands. So Sweetlands is the new Euro game from Uchibakoya, and it's a very interesting sort of like got a little bit of worker placement there, but it's like a shared worker placement area. It's not like specific to you. And then and like the spots aren't blocked, they're just more expensive. But then there's really the main kind of deal is that you're building out this player board with these different like tiles, and then you're really trying to like create like an engine building sort of thing. You're playing out these cards that give you bonuses, and then they have tags, and the tags can like increase the bonuses of future card plays. And yeah, it's just like a lot of like action efficiency chaining stuff. That game's cool because like the more that I played it, the better I got. And I still haven't won the game yet because the winning condition is a 250 point threshold. Like you just do what's your thing, and then you can, if you just get the points by the end of the game, you win the game. And I haven't gotten that quite yet, but I've gotten close. But it's a lot of fun. So Sweetlands, we did 2 playthroughs of that, so check that out if you haven't already. We did a couple smaller games. We did I Made You a Mixtape, so it's another it's a small like card game where the main kind of thing is I Split You Choose. It's got a solo mode where you play against an automa that does a decent job replicating that thing. When you take and normally you get 3 cards and you give 2 you either keep 2, you split it into a group of 1 and 2, and then you keep one of those 2 groups, and then you give the other one to another player. The way that the solo works on your turn, you have 2 face-up cards and a face-down card, and you could only take one of the face-up cards and if you take 2 cards, you have to take the face down one. So you don't know what you're getting, which is an interesting kind of twist to it. And then with when the solo turn, they'll take whatever is the most advantageous for them, but they'll always get, if they take 1 card, they'll always get a second card from a different deck. So it's interesting. Like it is an interesting way to kind of replicate that mechanic in a single player experience. Then we have Origin Story. So that was it's the newest from Stonemaier. It is a trick-taking game with some engine building stuff, and it's got a solo mode that I think works really well. I need to, like, I'm a like habitual sleever, but if you guys watch that video, I kind of complained about having to sleeve the plain deck of cards because it's just shuffling it so many times, and it's just hard to like shuffle it constantly with those sleeves on. So I may unsleeve it so I can like just treat it like a normal deck of cards. But check that out if you haven't. We also started the Moon Saga playthroughs. So the Moon Saga is the South Tigris kind of what are they? It's the box that is like it's the Saga box. So it's the 3 games. It's like a way to tie the 3 games together into a larger play session. And the Moon Saga specifically is for solo. So it's a solo campaign where you play through Wayfarers of the South Tigris, and you play through the Wayfarers with the expansion, then Scholars and Scholars with the expansion, and Inventors and Inventors with the expansion. We've done 4 of the 6 playthroughs already. It's a really cool kind of way to chain the games, things like that. So I think at some point I really kind of want to talk about that trilogy as a whole, in a kind of a more like cohesive video. I don't know. There's just those games really left a huge impact on me, and more so than I think I usually kind of feel about games. So I just love those games a lot. You guys know I love Scholars, but Inventors I think got pushed real high up with the expansion. And I think Wayfarers is a great game. I just think the expansion did the least for improving the game. The expansion felt really natural with how the flow of the game is, whereas the expansion for Scholars and Inventors really pushed it forward for me and made it a step above. And I already loved Scholars as it was, but I think Scholars with the expansion might be my favorite game of all time. So anyway, I'll save that for a different video. And then I did start doing some stuff for Board and Dice. I kind of mentioned in October that with Essen coming and a lot of Essen releases related to Board and Dice, and I had a bunch of promos that came out, I wanted to do some revisit a lot of my Board and Dice games. They're one of my favorite publishers. I love most of the games I've had of theirs, and I have a ton of their games. And so we've done a couple things. We did Windmill Valley, like I mentioned before. We did a Reef Project. So a couple more of those will be coming down the pipeline, but that's what we got so far. A little salty still. I'm missing my Minos promos, but we'll do another Minos playthrough. I don't know when the Essen stuff is going to release. So there's the Minos expansion, the Windmill Valley expansion, Thabai, but like Tianxia came out like on Game Nerds specifically. I don't know if it came out other places, but like I got it from Game Nerds. Also got this from Game Nerds, which is the new Nucleum expansion. So Energy Research Institute, which I haven't even opened. Which this is just like more stuff, basically. This is like a ton more like experiments. So I don't really know what else this does. But with all that being said, I haven't even opened the last expansion, the Court of Progress. Like it's still, I mean, it's open. The box is open, but it's still plastic and like everything's punched in there still. And I haven't used any of the Australia stuff yet. So I think at some point, you know, we did a Nucleum playthrough, and it's a big game, and I'm still like, that what you do in the game is fine. Like, I think that's an easy kind of concept of how to play the game, but the bot, the charts kind of just throw me off. So I need to just, I think at some point next year, I don't know when, and I don't want to commit to it yet, but I think sometime next year I want to dedicate several videos to Nucleum and all the stuff it has to offer, because there's a ton of stuff for it. And I keep buying it, but I haven't played any of it. So I think I really want to just really deep dive into Nucleum, spend some quality time with it, and kind of like start to experience it and try to understand it a little bit better and try all the expansion content. Because I think there's a ton of stuff that's really cool with the game. And I don't have really another game like it in my collection. So I really want to kind of dive deeper into it. So anyway, the Nucleum, even though it's Board and Dice, we probably won't see that for a little bit. But, you know, Minos, I want to revisit Barcelona, because I got the promo stuff for that, and I've got the little tiles, or not the tiles, but the little meeples upgraded from Board and Dice. And so yeah, so we'll catch that here in the next couple weeks. Kind of really depends on what other stuff falls in from crowdfunding. But anyway, enough of that. We also did the stuff that you guys voted on. So it was not Reef Project. It was Alien Encounters, Legendary Encounters Alien, and it was Circadian's First Light. So you guys know Alien Legendary, great game, awesome. Aside from Marvel, my favorite one. I just think, well, Bond is really good too. Bond is the perfect mix of Encounters and regular Legendary. It's got really cool elements of both. It's hard though, but Alien's just the best Encounters game by far. But you guys know that plenty. Circadian's First Light. This is the second playthrough on the channel, and I feel like Circadians, when talking about Garfield stuff, kind of gets omitted a lot of times, or it's not as popular. But Circadians is a really great, solo, or not solo, but dice worker placement. Has solo obviously, but dice worker placement game. Really cool mechanics, just really fun, like trying to figure out where you want to put your dice and what you want to do. Really cool engine building with your little player board. So check that out if you haven't. And then finally, wanted to highlight the Marvel Legendary playthrough for Marvel Zombies. So that came out in September. I think it came out in September. So we did the playthrough in October, and really enjoyed that show. So I kind of always, as usual, on those, I talk about my thoughts of the MC project in the playthrough. I don't think we have another one till Wonder Man, which will be January. So, and then I think there's like Wonder Man. There's Daredevil. What else is there? Vision Quest is next year. Obviously Spider-Man, obviously Doomsday. So we got a lot of stuff. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, X-Men 97 Season 2. A lot of stuff next year for Marvel. So anyway, that was kind of what happened in October for videos. Again, I was super sick, and that really put a damper on a lot of what I want to do, what I recorded for October into coming in this month. So there may be some filler things that I've got pre-recorded from the 5x5 that may get posted, but we'll see what I can do. October was nuts. So first off, at the beginning of October, my now wife, as you guys can see, we decided that we were going to get married. We decided we were going to get married in this month, in October, not last month. So last month, and which wasn't a big deal. I mean, we knew we were going to do it, but we started that process, and then it's calling family, things like that, and next thing you know, we had people flying in from out of town. So it ended up being a little bit more, but we didn't get married till the end of October. So in the midst of all that, I had a huge project at work that I was involved with, something that I knew was happening when I got hired there over a year and a half ago, and we finally implemented it. And for about 2 weeks, I was working late every day, so just really exhausted, really mentally worn out. I think in the midst of all that, kind of leading up to it, I probably didn't sleep as much as I did, so I got really sick, and I was sick for probably 11 days, like pretty hardcore sick in the middle of that for a while, as you can tell from my voice in some of those videos. But after that, Windmill Valley was like I was like, I can't do this. I can't make any more videos right now. I think there's about 3 or 4 videos where you can tell I'm sick. That Windmill Valley one, well, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I can't do anything. I got to wait till I get better. So, basically, like every weekend went by, which is when I usually record. I try to record typically like Wednesday nights and then like the weekend. But the weekends went by. I was trying to rest. Work was exhausting during the week, so I wasn't doing anything during the week for about 2 weeks. And then during that time, I was also super sick. The weekends would go by. I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm just trying to sleep because I couldn't sleep. I was coughing so much at night that I was only getting like a couple hours of sleep, and I had to go to the doctor and get some like stuff to help me sleep better. So I couldn't sleep. I was coughing constantly. My throat was like raw and sore from the constant coughing, just constant. I was miserable for a while, but finally got over it. Then by the time I got over it, family's flying in town for our wedding, and we got married, and kind of coming off of that. So October was a very, 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 very busy month. We kind of knew we were getting married. I knew work was going to be that way. I did not know I was going to get sick the way I did. So, but you never know you're going to get sick, of course. But that was one of those things where like it kind of threw me out of commission for a bit. So there was a lot of things that I wanted to get done in October, like the Voynich puzzle. I wanted to get a playthrough out in October, and I just could not bring myself to get the game. It was so hard for me to like understand the game, and then also like trying to like do it while I was sick was just not great. learning something new is just not great when you're not feeling well, obviously. So that's coming, and I have one recorded now, so I felt better and got this up. So this will be coming up this week. But yeah, October was crazy for me, and we didn't really get to we were gonna do more Halloween-y stuff, but we didn't get to do as much. So anyway, unfortunately, kind of sick. I mean, even October, I only had 28 plays in all of October, which is super low for me. Kind of just to compare, I'm pulling up my BG stats just to kind of compare. So October, I had 28 plays, and I don't know if it's going to kind of be washed out when you see this, but I'll show you my phone here. I don't know if it's like the 11th was my most, but there's times where I'm not touching any games, right? I played 4 games 4 times, but you compare that to September, which had way more plays, 55 plays. 54 in August, 68 in July. Well, June was 42, but I was gone for a week. And also in August, I was gone for a week. So yeah, 33 in March. What was I doing in March? Not a lot there. I guess not a lot. Anyway, so just real low in October. So we're going to obviously change that for November. For November, we've got a lot of stuff going on. First off, the poll for October, for the November poll was I chose games all with dice-based stuff. So we had winning Stikenu and Obelisk of the Sun and Creature Caravan. So those playthroughs will be coming through November. I'm not going to do another poll for December because we'll start that back up next year because I think there's just a lot of stuff coming at the end of this year, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to revisit. Ooh, shoot, that was a loud noise. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff I want to revisit that I haven't got to do second playthroughs of, so I want to kind of spend the rest of the year kind of filling those out. So, I want to do another playthrough of Luthier. I need to do another playthrough of Invincible, the card game, things like that I want to kind of revisit. Some stuff that we've only done one playthrough of. So we'll probably do maybe more playthroughs of some of these games here. But in the meantime, yeah, there's no poll for December. We'll start that back up for January, and I'll put that up in the next video. But we've got a Voynich puzzle coming this month. I've got a playthrough already done for this, so this will be coming up. I just got this yesterday, so Covenant just came out. So this is a Essen release that we've got in the U.S. already. This barely fits back in the box. You can kind of see there's a bit of lid lift. But this game is by German Milan. I think that's how you say his name. I think, actually, I don't think that's how you say his name. It's just my ignorant English way of saying his name. He did Bitoku, which I haven't played from Devere, but he's also done Sabika and Menefer. Menefer was a release last year that he did. I want to play that game again too. So this will be coming soon. I got to learn this game. I think it's fairly I think it's a decently heavy game from a weight perspective on BGG. But from what I remember, I think it's the worker placement thing. So it shouldn't, I think it's going to be relatively straightforward. Tea Garden. So this is the Essen release from Thomas Holak last year. It came to the U.S., I think, real pretty late, but the solo mode wasn't ready for when this game came out. So then, since then, they've released the solo mode print and play, an official print and play for the solo mode that I've downloaded, cut it out, got it in here. The expansion came out at Essen, but I don't know when Capstone is going to bring that over because they only have they have the Galileo Galilei expansion on their website for pre-order, but not this one yet. So I don't know if it's going to be a little bit longer because this came late. Because Galileo Galilei came earlier this year, but still kind of came late. But this, so the expansion for this for Essen has the solo mode built into it, officially, obviously. But this, so until then, we're going to use this, the print and play that I got off of BGG. But there hasn't been any solo mode playthroughs of this because the solo mode came out much later. But we're going to do a solo playthrough of this very soon. This will probably be the next thing I work on because I think this game is fairly. It's I think of his 3 games last year, this might be the lightest one. It's deck building, so I'm super excited to try that out. Plus, it's a beautiful game. So anyway, we'll be doing a playthrough of this very soon, and then we'll be doing Covenant a little bit later, probably next week or the week after. But that's kind of what's coming up in the next foreseeable future. Of course, there's like I mentioned, Galileo Galilei expansion. So when that comes, I definitely want to do a playthrough of that. SETI expansion. You guys know SETI's one of my favorite games of all time. If this expansion does everything that I hope it does, it's going to hit that top 10, top 5 maybe even. I think it's going to top 10 for sure. I haven't decided my top 10 for this year, but like my new top 10 of all time. But I'm almost guaranteed it's there. I really, really, really love SETI. So the expansion has me super excited. You can't see it, but I also got this a while back, the Arnak Adventure Chest, and I haven't even played the back. I've only played one of the maps, so I want to cover those as well. So those will be some videos we've got coming up this month. Of course, I don't know when I'm getting it, but Ada's Dream should be coming at some point. Baghdad should be coming at some point. I don't know about the Darwin's Journey expansion should be coming at some point from crowdfunding. I don't know what else is coming from crowdfunding, but there's always stuff showing up. There's stuff I haven't even covered that I've gotten from crowdfunding, so I'll probably find some time to get those played and those in there. But yeah, I got a lot of catching up to do, and so we'll get stuff through. And of course, we've got the rest of the Moon Saga stuff that I've got to get done. I've got it done. I've got to get it uploaded. So the Inventors, the first part of Inventors, will be out very soon as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming up in the pipeline, but I'm going to kind of just see what I can get done and see where it is. I have a lot of games behind me. I've got games that feature on the channel. If you guys ever want to see anything specifically, people do comment and say, hey, I'd like to see another playthrough of this. Feel free to ask for those, because for me, like, it gives me an excuse to get that game out, play it another time, and do a video for the channel. Plus, it seems like that's the thing you guys like about the channel mostly, is that I'll do multiple plays of games. For me, I think that's the whole reason to have these games, is to play them more than once. So, if you guys want to see anything specifically, please let me know. So my question, I guess, for this whole thing, because we're talking about a lot of new games, is what were the games that, I don't know if you guys went to Essen, let me know if you went to Essen and what games you picked up. But if you didn't go to Essen, what are the games you're most anticipating from Essen? I think you guys know which ones I've talked about, all those board and dice things, those capstone games, the SETI. Oh, AR is another game I'm waiting to get. It is available some places, but like if I get it directly from Osprey, it's like really expensive. So I'm kind of waiting either for Game Nerds or like Card House or something to get it in, so I can get it for a little bit cheaper. But AR is another one we'll have on the channel. I'm debating on Forestry. Forestry looks just really tight, and there's a level of tightness I'm not particularly comfortable with, and I have no reason to think this, so I need to actually like read the rules and watch playthroughs. But like it kind of reminds me of like Evacuation for some reason, from Vladimir Suchi, and like his games are really tight, and this makes me think of that for whatever reason, like aesthetically. So then I have in my head that it's like going to be tight like that, and I don't really love that. So I have no reason to believe that aside from just pure aesthetics and like my brain making weird connections between stuff. So Forestry is another one I'm kind of interested in, but AR is the other one that I'm like going to get very soon as well. So what other Essen kind of releases are you guys? Oh, and then the other Danny Garcia game, the one from Ludanova. What is it called? I'm trying to remember it. I don't know when that comes, but that should be coming hopefully soon to the U.S. Come on, Google. Oh, Coming of Age. So Coming of Age is another game that I don't know when it's coming to the U.S., but that game I'll probably be getting as well. Does Ludanova have it on their website yet? For sale? I don't know. Anyway, so Ludanova, AR are two ones that I didn't quite mention that I'm likely getting for. I'm getting AR, and I'll probably get Coming of Age. So those are two other games that I haven't mentioned that I'll be getting for the channel when they become available in the U.S. So what games are you excited about from Essen? Or are you planning on getting from the release at Essen, or you did get from Essen? And what of the games we've talked about, is there one that I didn't mention that you'd like to see covered on the channel? Maybe I missed it, and because there's a lot of stuff released. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Kind of make this a little bit shorter. Thank you guys so much again for all the continued support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.